Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mellow Mondays. I am Turbo Nukem 15, and today we are going to continue our mechanics journey in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. So we already have a job lined up from last episode. So let's just get this guy right over to the lift. And lots and lots of parts. Lots of parts. This one should be a pretty good paying job. Alright, we are going to start with this right side here, and I'm going to get this tire. I don't think I have to do brakes, do I? Let's see. Negative. Oh, it's all rear suspension. And tie rod, steering rack. And sway bar, front end link A. Alright, so I'm going to get these front tires off. And we'll front tires and brakes, and we are going to see what we're dealing with here. Alright, so we have to take these off, the steering rack, and this guy right here. So let's get all these bad parts off. We'll go get the parts for the front end, and then we'll start on the rear. Alright, so we got those. Let's see. Inventory. Biggest thing I need to make sure I have the right thing of is this sway bar here. It's a sway bar front end link A. Parts. Sway bar. Link A. Need one of those. Need a steering rack. And two inner and outer tie rods. Alright, so we will get these back installed and then get the brakes and the tires back on, and we will call it, and then we will start working on that back end. I just realized that I'm going to have to take these springs out, or at least this one, which means I have to take this guy back off. Let's see. Yep, front shock absorber cap and front spring. Yep, so let's get this guy off. And we'll get the part. Alright, we'll get over to our computer. We need a cap. front spring. So let's get those installed on that shock, and then we'll get the front end back together. Alright, so we got that back together. Let's start taking this rear end off and figuring and getting what we need. Let's check our car status here first. Got that. And this section is good. So let's get these cars off. Alright, so we have pretty much this entire back end torn apart, except for, I think, like the axle. I think it's about the only thing that didn't need to be replaced. So we're going to come over to our computer. Usually what I do is I will go through and buy quite a few of these. And just replace them as I go. I know the customer doesn't want them, but it's just easier to replace all the bushings rather than trying to figure out where the bad bushings were. So I just usually buy a bunch of them. Let's see here. What else did I need? Wow, there were a lot of bad parts. Can't wait till I have my tablet. Which, actually, speaking of that, let's see. Nope. I think the tablet's right there. Yep. We'll get there. Let's see. Rear axle knuckle housing A. Rear axle knuckle housing A. We need 2 of those. So let's get both of those installed. we got the wheel hub guards there. This actually, in reality, is not a hub. It is a protector for your, or debris protector for your brakes, debris shield. We do need a rear wheel hub, and we will need the bearings. So rear wheel hub, we will need 2 of those, and wheel hub bearing, we'll need 2 of those as well. So let's get those installed. All right, so we got those. What is next? Rear suspension arm. And we do need 2 of those. So let's come over here. Rear suspension arm. 2 of those. We'll get... No. Stop. Alright, we'll get these installed along with the bushings that go with them. Alright, next is our shock. Alright, so we only need 1 shock absorber A. Need 1 of these. So let's get those installed. I think this side was the bad one. Alright, let's check our car status and make sure that that was actually the bad one. Where is it? Rear suspension arm, bearings, sway bar, wheel hub, axle housing, bushing, cap, bearing, bushing, sway bar, wheel hub, bushing, rear shock absorber A. There it is. Yes, that was the good one. So what do we need next? Rear suspension arm upper. Rear suspension arm upper. We only need 1 of those. I'm pretty sure this was the bad side. Put those bushings in. That installed. All right, now that those are installed, let's check and make sure that that was the right side. Front, rear suspension, upper arm. Check mark. Yes, that was the right one. Get these bushings in, or that bushing in. We need rear suspension arm A. Need one of those. Pretty sure it was at driver's side again. So we'll get these installed. Alright, let's check our car status. Once I remember what these are called. Rear suspension arm A. Okay, so we got rear suspension arm there, but that's not the right one. Rear suspension arm A, and we're good. So let's... rear suspension arm B. We do need one of those, so let's go over and grab one. Rear suspension arm B. Pick up one of those. And we'll get these installed as well. All right, we got those installed, so let's check and make sure that we got the right side done. Rear suspension arm B, that is a check mark, so yes, we did get the right one. So, part mount. Sway bar link. Sway bar rear end link. We need two of those, so let's go and grab them. So, sway. Need two of these. These installed. What is next? Oh, we'll get this bushing installed. And that one's already in on this side. So, what? Am I missing anything? Nope, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Spring cap. Both of those are good. So I don't have to buy those. Rear springs are good. And we need 2 rear shock caps. So let's get those in. Whoop, I only bought 1. There we go. There's 2. So we'll get these in. Alright, so now before I get the wheels put on, is that everything? I am missing a single bushing. Alright. Where's that bushing? It is honestly probably one of these. This guy right here. Alright, got that in. Now let's check. Everything's done there. Everything is done there. Alright, so we can get these wheels and everything back on and get this vehicle out the door. Alright, there we go. Everything is good. So let's get this vehicle out the door. That was a pretty good payout. So we'll finish that order. Let's see. We got another story order. When driving through the city, I did notice a speed bump. Please check the front suspension because I have an impression that something is not right. Okay, so we'll grab that order. However, we are going to sell parts, anything, any of the bad stuff. We do have a case to open, so let's get that open here. Flywheel, engine head for a V6B, and a middle exhaust section B991. Okay. Alright, let's get this guy moved over onto the lift. We are going to check the status. Oh my dear sweet Jesus. There's a lot there. Let's get this lifted, get the tires off it, get the brakes and everything off it, and then we can start taking a look at that suspension. Okay, so I shouldn't have to take the brakes and everything off. But wow, my God, they screwed some stuff up. We also need something up here in the engine bay. I think it's the fan housing. But we do have a skill point. So we are going to upgrade our shop a little bit. All right. We have our nice, awesome repair bench here. Think, yes, that does give us the suspension tester. So let's actually get these wheels back on so that we can discover what suspension parts actually need to be replaced. We're not taking parts off and on and off and on and off and on trying to find the suspension issue. Alright, we will move it. to the test path. Come over here. Begin test. Right, brakes are good. All right. Now it's gonna shake the front suspension, which is really bad. It's gonna shake the rear suspension. And that is it. All right, so there's quite a few front suspension parts that need to be replaced. Let's see how much that fills out the list. Not a whole lot. But we're going to move it over to the lift. We're going to get all these bad parts out. Oh no, it's a bad radiator in here. All right, so let's get this stuff out. Oh, and a bad housing. Okay. So we get that stuff out. Get it back up in the air. Get the tires off it. And we will start pulling parts. There we go. Alright, so we have lots of parts to pull. So let's just get right to it. Alright, there we go. All of the visibly bad parts are off, so let's see if we can, or let's see if we have gotten all of our parts here. We have. Awesome. So let's lower this down. We'll get our radiator and the radiator housing replaced. So I need radiator A and radiator fan housing B. Radiator A, fan housing B. So let's just get these installed. And we will move on to the suspension. Alright, so we got those installed. Close the hood. However, we are getting, we are ending the episode here. We will continue with it, fixing this car, next Monday. And, by the way, my God, what did they do? Hit the speed bump at like 90 miles an hour? And how did they only manage to screw up the front end and not the back end? If they hit it so fast, it screwed up the front suspension. Good Lord. But, actually, really quick, we're going to see if we can... No items to work with. Okay, we can't repair anything. Sometimes, with this repair bench, we can repair some of the parts we pull off vehicles. And it'll save us a little bit of money. But, yeah. So that is going to be the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you hit that that subscribe and like button if you are enjoying the content. That way I know if I should continue with this game or or start another one. And excuse me. Make sure to check out Wandering Wednesdays and Flashback Fridays. Sorry for not getting Flashback Fridays up last week. We had some technical issues with the recording, and it needs to be episode 1 needs to be re-recorded. None of the audio recorded for some reason. We're not sure why. We hopefully have it fixed. So we should be good now. Again, thank you so much for watching Mellow Monday, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you, and thank you again for joining, and bye.